The Order of the Temple Knights suddenly appeared in the years of the High Middle Ages, on the horizon of history. But so quickly this sorting into the history books found entrance, so quickly this mysterious order disappeared. Founded in 1119 AD, the Templar Order developed a European superpower for the next 200 years. How could this order become so powerful? And the second question which needs to be clarified, why has this arrangement disappeared again after 200 years? The fearless and proud guards of Christ's tomb submerge in the fog of history. Nobody knows exactly how the Knights Templar lived. The story gives no clues or facts about the Templar. The treasures that the Templar Order left behind have not yet been found. Today we will shed light again on the dark secret of Temple Knights. Here we go. Nine simple knights have given up all their possessions and their knight title, and sworn only to serve Jesus Christ for the rest of their life. These 9 knights become the founders of the most powerful and mysterious order of the entire Middle Ages. After the First Crusade in 1095 AD, Jerusalem was firmly in Christian hands. But after about 20 years a large part of the Crusader army has left for Europe. Jerusalem was the #1 pilgrimage city for Christians at the time. Since there were little or no Crusaders in the Jerusalem area, many robbers became active. The Christian pilgrims were in fact not protected from robbery. Through their heroic efforts to protect the pilgrims, the 9 named knights had the attention was drawn to the King of Jerusalem, Baldwin II. Baldwin and his soldiers were impressed by the zeal and devotion with which they 9 knights took the pilgrims under protection. Baldwin II saw that these knights had nothing but a pair of weapons. In 1118 AD, the King of Jerusalem Baldwin appointed the 9 knights to guard the tomb Christ. The tomb of Christ was located near Al-Aqsa Mosque and, according to legends, next to the tomb of King Solomon. The 9 knights founded the Templar Order with the name Arrange the Poor Knights of the Tomb of Jesus Christ, and the Tomb of King Solomon. This short form of the name of the Templar Order sounds like an order, who only guards the grave. Not our actions, but bless your actions, O Lord. This short part of a prayer decorated the red and white in Latin on flag of the Templar Order. In the early stages of the Templar Order, its knights have become their way of life differed significantly from the rest of the knights of the Christian Middle Ages. So the temple ritter cancelled all of your personal wishes, and have had no contact with your relatives. In addition, they wore no jewelry, had no possessions, and wore simple clothing, and ate basic and simple foods. The order of the Temple Knights demanded humility from its members. Therefore every Temple Knight should refrain from all seductions and vices of the renounce worldly life, and a life purely for service of ordering. The white cloak with the Milesian red cross on his chest covered the chain mail underneath, or the iron breastplate. In the name of Jesus Christ, the guardians protected the holy grave, the trade routes through which the pilgrims drove to Jerusalem. In addition, the Knights of the Templar Order fought against Muslims in the framework of an arranged crusade. The Catholic Pope, the Emperor of the Byzantine Empire and the King of Jerusalem, were of the military success and the simultaneous humility before God of the Templar Order very impressed. Because of this, the Pope and the rulers of Constantinople and Jerusalem decided the Templar to arrange the manufacture and the verification of the purity to entrust gold and silver coins for the Church. After this event, the Order of Guardians of Christ's tomb began to grow and become more powerful. Other rulers in Europe and in the Middle East have more and more power get to feel. Without fear of death and a hitherto unknown zeal, the Templar made it his task to destroy the enemies of Jesus Christ. From this moment a new epoch began in the history of the Templar Order. The Knights of the Order began to interfere in political machinations and events. For the Crusades undertaken, the Knights Templar took orders from the French king as a reward. They get housing and castles, land and gold. The once poor and humble order has now become a powerful and secret organization. This organization was now in the position to threaten every state in Europe, and to enforce its interests. In addition, the Templar order was responsible for guarding the trade route on land, which ran through all of Europe when hired. Paid for by the numerous ruling houses of Europe, this monitoring of the trade routes brought further income to the order. The income of the order grew more and more. The Templars were called the Knights of Silver at that time. The kings of France and England, at that time, paid the Templars around as mercenaries to carry out tasks in the interests of kings. The sins committed by the kings were offset with gold by the Knights Templar. At the end of the 12th century AD, the Order of the Knights Templar had numerous castles in the Holy Land Jerusalem its control. In addition, the Knights Templar had numerous bases in Austria, England, France, Germany, Spain, and Portugal. Everything that was secret and political was entrusted to the Templars. The order held the darkest secrets of the kings of Europe. In addition, the Templar had the task of arranging between the various ruling houses to mediate, to establish peace and to resolve conflicts. The knowledge of the numerous secrets later becomes the doom of the Templars. At some point the time came when the Order of the Temple Knights became too rich and too powerful. The ruling houses have recognized that it would be better for them if the Templar order would be destroyed. The first to approach this task was King Philip the Handsome of France. On the orders of King Philip, around 30,000 Temple Knights were arrested in France. Jacques de Molay, the master of the Templars, failed in his attempt to escape, and was also arrested. One early morning in September 1307 AD, the judges and jury gathered in the Paris Church of Notre Dame. The leaders of the Templar order were brought before this court. The great magister Jacques de Molay, the visitator Jug de Perando, prior of Normandy Jusfra de Charny, and the commodore of Aquitaine Heffroi de Chounville. These four leaders of the Templar order were accused of worshipping the devil. The inquisitors trained these men with adorned fantasy stories based on the statements of so-called witnesses. Additionally, the Temple Knights were accused of renouncing Jesus Christ, for having denied the crucifixion of Christ and practicing dark magic. Another accusation was that a witness at a meeting of the Temple Knights was a black cat Saul, and took this for the devil himself. As a logical conclusion, execution awaited the Temple Knights. As of now, no person or statement could save the Templars. The magister Jacques de Molay and the prior Jusfra de Charny expected to be burned at the stake. The Temple Knights were tortured and forced to confess for months and were finalized on March 18, 1311 AD executed. Under pressure from the French King Philip IV, the order was, after a lengthy, sensational trial, Templar trial of Pope Clement V, officially dissolved on March 22, 1312 AD, at the Council of Vienne. As a result, there were several organizations that related to the legacy of the Templar order, and some are still active. The treasures and riches of the Temple Knights have disappeared with the fall of the Temple Knights, and has not appeared until today. The secrets of the Temple Knights still fascinate people to this day. It is unlikely that anyone will reveal these secrets. That was all today about the history of the Knights Templar. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please leave a subscription and a thumbs up there. See you soon, your channel History Best.